On July 12th and 13th, 2012, WebAble TV, in cooperation with Autism Today, will produce the National Leadership Autism Conference live webcast from Washington, D.C. Autism Through the Lifespan, for families, educators, and professionals, will feature live and pre-recorded presentations from recognized national leaders on autism, including best practices in service and support that will be helpful in finding the resources needed for advocacy, education, and achieving a better quality of life through the entire lifespan. Here are some highlights from some of the pre-recorded featured experts who, along with new live presentations, will make up a high-caliber agenda of speakers for this important live webcast conference.
It's up to us as caregivers to believe in them and help them find their way out so they can express who they really are and become fully independent and self-sufficient by focusing on what makes them tick, their natural gifts, strengths, and talents. Carry these thoughts into the conference today, carefully examining each concept, tool, and value from as many different perspectives as possible so you can begin to empathize with the many different points of views you possibly can, and remember to always be forward-thinking from yesterday, today, and into tomorrow.
Kids with autism, Asperger's, whatever you want to call it, don't get hung up on these diagnostic labels. They are not precise. So going, is my kid autistic or PDD, NOS? You know what? It doesn't matter. The treatment is still the same.
I think people could always do better, and I think some of the things that we're learning now are helping people do better and escape from some of the fog that might surround them in their having autism.
I'm happy to report to you that today Paul is an employee and he loves his job and he's very successful at it. They got a letter from one of the hospitals who didn't know that Paul was working on this job, and the letter said the manuals that we received were the most thorough and most correctly performed and put together manuals that we've ever received in the history of us making this major transition.
Yes, they can succeed. And I think this is a really important thing. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing too many kids that are kind of quirky and different, getting different labels, and they're not going where they should be going. When I was in college, I can think of many students that would be labeled Asperger's today. And guess what? They're all employed.
We are on to the future for adults with autism and resources that we can provide across the country to ensure that everyone has equal opportunity to live and work and be a contributing member in their community.
For Make the First 5 campaign, you can see a screenshot of the website, is an advocacy and awareness campaign around the first 5 years of life. We're very excited about this, and we feel like it's a wonderful effort to really improve the lives of young children and help get the children identified who should be enrolled in early intervention and need support.
Can't emphasize enough the importance of early educational intervention. So important. You see, you got to use fixations to motivate. The kid likes trains. Let's read about trains, do math with trains. You know, let's read about the history of the railroads.
Folks that have autism have it now. They have to deal with their issues now, and they are empowered, and that's why we kind of came up with our logo, Autism Now, You Empowered. And that's what the resources and the information, that's what we want to bring out in the community, is empowerment. And so we really cover the lifespan. We cover issues that really are impacting folks' lives today.
The academic knowledge that they're going to learn through the educational years will denote what job this person will have in their adult years. But it's going to be the social skills that will determine whether they get to keep it or not.
I also love the picture that shows him sorting cats and dogs into little boxes in his head. Because to learn a concept, what I have to do is sort specific examples into categories.
It is my fervent hope that this blueprint for IEP development and the building specs contained within it that I've just gone over will enable you to build educational programs that are effective and appropriate for students with ASD and other special needs.
So we're committed to encouraging treatments of the individual, not only the behavior.
Some of the new objectives that arose in 2011 in the strategic plan included research to address the issues that affect nonverbal people with ASD, health promotion issues about general health for people with ASD that might be special to that population, and safety issues that affect the community.
What advice do you have for parents of an autistic child having arrived at adulthood?
I'd say support them as much as you can, but if he starts to feel threatened or like his independence is being threatened, I guess back off a bit. And if he seems like he's, flying by himself, then just let him go.
Work on specific problems more than autism, like language, social skills, learning English, learning math, learning how to read. Let's treat the problems that the kid has.
Please join us July 12th and 13th for one of the most important autism conferences of the year, the National Leadership Autism Conference live webcast from Washington, D.C. Autism Through the Lifespan for families, educators, and professionals.